Alright, today we're going to be hacking a Pentax Optio E85's 12.1 megapixel camera, and we'll be using this one for day and night still photos as a trail camera. Alright, so start by removing the one screw that's up here in the top right corner where your wrist strap would go. Alright, then on the bottom there's two screws there that we need to remove. And then two on the left hand side. And if you haven't already done so, you need to remove your battery. Alright, now that we've got the screws out, start trying to separate the halves of the camera. And we're going to take the front cover off first. Okay, and when you do that, your top trim across the power bar and everything should come off with that. Okay, alright, and in order to get the back cover off, there's one screw right here by the inside the battery door that need to remove, and then there's also one in this top right corner that we're going to take out. And just keep up with where all of your screws came from. I think most of them are the same length except for the one that we took out by the wrist strap mount. And then the one that we just removed from this top right corner is a longer screw as well. Alright, now you can remove that back cover. Alright. Alright, so now that we've got our front and back covers off of the camera, we'll show you where the hack locations are on it. And to start with, we're going to do the externals. So, of course, your battery tabs are here. And what we're going to need to do is remove this metal plate. Right here on the bottom, you'll notice that there's a little piece of metal where a screw hole would be at. Need to get in between there and just rotate that down, bend it down a little bit. Okay, and then you can get right under the edge of this metal plate and start trying to get it to pop loose. Okay, now we can remove that. Alright, now that we've got that metal plate removed, your external locations are going to be right inside here. The top contact is battery positive, and you notice a red wire down in there where it's soldered on to this metal tab. Solder your external positive right there, and then the bottom location is external battery negative. So solder your wire right at the base where that black wire soldered on. And to get your wires in there, you can take them and push them right through this opening here, and then pull them up into the battery compartment, and then solder them on, because we'll be bringing our wires across over this direction and exit them out the camera. We won't be actually drilling into the tripod mounting hole this time. What we'll do is we'll just clear out enough of the back cover so we can have all of our wires right in this area, and we'll just enlarge that half circle area that would fit around our tripod mounting hole, just to give enough clearance for all of our wires to come out there. Alright, so now to do your power and shutter button, you need to peel up this tape that's covering the flash strobe area and the power shutter buttons up top. So just peel all that back, and be careful, don't tear this up, because you will need to put this tape back in place. And peel all that back to expose the contacts we need to get to for our power and shutter buttons. And once you get that peeled back, be extremely careful up here, because you'll notice an exposed solder location where wire from the flash tube is soldered on. And if you touch that with your finger and touching any part of the case that's grounded, then you're going to get shocked. And your contacts are right here for the flash capacitor also, and so be careful there, even though they're covered up with a little bit of some type of I don't know what that is, but anyway, you can get shocked there also, so be very careful. You may want to put you a piece of insulating tape over this area just to keep you from getting shocked. Alright, but anyway, the power button, which is here, we need to solder a wire on, and you can do it to either this left hand side or the right hand side. Probably better to put it on this right hand side, because we're going to be bringing our wires back toward the back edge of the green board up top and run them right across the top of this LCD bracket, and then you can tuck them in right in this area and run them straight down behind the LCD bracket and have them exiting out the bottom. Alright, so anyway, the bottom right hand in this configuration, the bottom right solder pad would be for power common, and then the top would be for power. Alright, on your shutter button over here, you're going to need 3 wires, and the first one, which would be to the top right solder location, is going to be your shutter common, and then the next one would be to the bottom right location right here. I'm trying to make sure I'm telling you right here on this. Yeah, that's going to be your shutter. Okay, and then on the bottom left, this is going to be focus. So once again, top right is shutter common, the bottom right is shutter, and the bottom left is focus. And the way this camera has to be operated with our hack wires is you would need to take your shutter common and focus wires, touch those two together, and then touch your shutter wire to those two in order for it to take a photo. Then you would need to disconnect all 3 and start over again with shutter common to focus, and then shutter to those two in order for it to take another photo. Alright, so anyway, once you get all your wires soldered on, like I said, bring them toward the back side of the board here, and then run them along the back edge and tuck them all down in this area here, and have them coming out the bottom of the camera right here on the back side of the tripod mounting hole. Alright, and then you could go ahead and get this tape back in place, get your metal cover back over the memory card area, and get your camera back together. So I'm going to go ahead and get all my wires soldered on and get everything buttoned back up, and then we'll check our hack. Alright, so I've got my camera completely back together now, and I'm going to check my hack wires, make sure everything's okay. First thing I want to do is check my externals, and I'm reading 4.02 there, so I know those are okay. Alright, now to power our camera on, take my power wire and my power common, get it out of this bunch here. Alright, and those two power the camera on. Now, take a photo, I'll take my shutter common and my focus wires, and I have to touch those two together, and then take my shutter wire and touch it to those. Let me get them connected there. Try to get it done here. Alright, and there we got a photo. Alright, now if I take my shutter wire and touch those two again while they're still connected, it's not going to do anything else. I have to disconnect shutter common and focus, touch those again, keep them connected, touch the shutter wire, and we'll get another photo. Alright, so that's the hack on the Pentax Optio E85, and I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Alright, today we're going to be hacking a Pentax Optio E85's 12.1 megapixel camera, and we'll be using this one for day and night still photos as a trail camera. Alright, so start by removing the one screw that's up here in the top right corner where your wrist strap would go. Alright, then on the bottom there's two screws there that we need to remove. And then two on the left hand side. And if you haven't already done so, you need to remove your battery.